I have a confession to make about this phrase that I've seen for years. I didn't know what it meant. I thought it was a catchphrase for someone that ran for senator in this state. I thought his name was Brandon. I'm not kidding. They're like, everyone's in the state's like, let's go, Brandon. I'm like, oh, he's a senator. Running for Senate or something. Everyone's cheering for him. I'm telling the truth. And then later on, very recently, I figured out what it really meant. I'm like, oh, that's what it meant. It's code talk. I know code talk. Rogue, Gambit, Bishop. I know how to do code talk. Let's go, Brandon, is code talk. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, oh, man. Just a little bit farther. Just a little bit farther, Brandon. You're doing good. You're almost there, Brandon. Give up the baton. Basically, trade off the baton to the elephants. So, but yeah, isn't that funny? This whole time I see that phrase on people's cars and stuff. Let's go, Brandon. On people's shirts, hats. Let's go, Brandon. I'm like, man, they really love their senator in this town. They really love their senator here, or their House of Representative. They really love them. Let's go, Brandon. They're cheering for him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this whole time, that's what it really meant. I'm like, oh. Because I'm like, what does that mean? I finally said it. I'm like, why does everybody have that? I'm like, no one cheers for a senator for this long. Not for more than 2 years. And I figured it out. Very recently. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go. 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 My best friend as a kid was named Brandon. When I was a kid. Not when I met Chad when I was a teenager. I met Chad when I was a teenager. But when I was a really young kid, my best friend was named Brandon. So let's go, Brando the Commando. Let's go, Brando the Commando. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go. Brando the Commando, the Commando the Brando. That's what I used to say all the time. I used to say that all the time around him. Brando the Commando, the Commando the Brando. Yeah. So, joke's on me. Joke's on me. I didn't even know that meant something else. Let's go, Brandon. Joke's on the battle axe, as always. As always. Even God burning Hollywood was so surprised out of nowhere. Joke's on the battle axe. I did not see that coming. Oh. Yeah. Surprised by God. He's burning Hollywood. Let's go, Brandon. A lot of things happen at once. Brandon's giving up the mantle. Brandon's giving up the mantle. In a few days. He's giving up the mantle in a few days, and Hollywood's burning to the ground. Things are looking great. Things are actually looking great. Bright future ahead. In my opinion. So, anyways, that's all I'll say for this video. Let's go, Brandon. As always.